Can you see me all right?
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, your album Obscura is amazing. I love how
Thank you.
melodic and symphonic it is.
Thank you so much. We're very proud of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a song Chaos, which is one of your singles that is just mind blowing. It's like fills you full of power when you listen to it.
Yeah, I love that one as well. It's so much fun to sing it on stage.
I'm sure. What was going through your mind when you were creating that song?
Have you seen the Netflix series The Witcher?
I have not.
No, okay. So there's a scene in there. There's a character, Yennefer, and she is sort of like a witch, and magic in that series is described as chaos. So to be able to control magic is to be able to control chaos. And she has this really cool scene at the end of season one where she just gives into chaos and she gives into the magic and she loses all control and she sets like the sky on fire. And she was such a powerful character. And I just like the idea of like giving into chaos and letting go of control to become even more powerful. So that's what the song is about.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have one called Blackout Queen. That one is really awesome too. Like lyrically, where did that manifest from?
It actually started as a pun.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really bad with remembering my own lyrics, especially especially when I have to sing on stage. And I was telling the band that I'm always scared to get a blackout on stage. So that just means that I just blank and I forget all the lyrics and I have to make something up. And I think our drummer said, "Oh, you're like a blackout queen." And I was like, "Oh, that would be a cool song." So we wrote a song about it.
It's awesome. It's really I I love that one.
Yeah, I made this whole story around like a blackout queen. Like I was just thinking, what would be a blackout queen? Like, and it's someone who starts out as the queen of light, and then her people piss her off, and then she just takes away all the light, and she becomes the blackout queen. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. The closing track, New World, like it's a one of the most mellow songs on the album. Like it starts off really kind of somber and melancholy almost.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what like when you were in the creation process for it, like what how did it come together to become like the slow and somber and then it's heavier at the end?
Yeah, so we wanted to do a ballad on the album as well. So like, we have a lot of heavy songs, but it's always nice to show the other side as well and do more of a ballad, more soft song. It's also for me like a chance to show off vocally what I can do. Um, and yeah, I was Yannick wrote the music for it. He's the lead guitarist and the composer. And I was thinking of what message I wanted to convey, and it's pretty in my mind pretty feminist. And I was just thinking of like Joan of Arc or like women fighting for a new world where there's equality. And I don't think even the band knows this. Yeah, it's actually towards women that we have to fight for a world that's equal, so like a new world. So that was going through my mind when I was writing it.
Yeah, that is amazing because yeah, there especially in the music industry, it's very, very, very lopsided when it comes to men and women. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely a metal. Yeah.
Yeah, not just metal. Like if you look at all of the festival lineups throughout the world, like all genres, it is very much lopsided.
Yeah, it is. Like it feels, I feel like when a guy can sing two notes, he gets like a huge fan base of young girls following him and he just makes all the money. And if you have like amazing women who can sing so well and they just don't get the same fan base and don't make as much money. So they're not interesting for record labels to book them. Yeah, it's sad.
I think that's just a fear, though, that some of these people have is that, oh, because they're a woman, they won't bring in money. But if they would start talking about like these women artists as if they talked about like how some of these guys, their bands are, like
Yeah.
I think they would be so surprised at how many fans would show up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Then
it all starts at the top, you know, like the higher management and record labels, they just lean towards male artists. And it's sad that women don't get the same chances. But I feel like there's some kind of a shift happening. Like we have a lot of female fronted contests and festivals happening right now within metal. So
yes,
it's nice that they are giving a stage to like female fronted bands.
yes, it is. Finally.
Finally, yeah.
Really, because there are so many amazing female artists out there. You're one of them. So,
Thank you. That's so sweet.
yeah. So, like, what within the Obscura album would you say is like what message that you wanted to get out really resonates with you the most
I think,
lyrically?
yeah, I think the overall message is that no matter how dark things get and how messed up, there's always light to be found in the dark, and there's always a reason to keep fighting and to keep finding that light. Um, I think that's just something that comes from my own experience. I've dealt with like a lot of depression and borderline stuff when I was younger. I had to go through some really dark times myself. And I'm happy that I never stopped fighting, even though sometimes it felt like the night was never ending. And that's a message that I really want to put in my music and my lyrics, to just keep fighting for that light that's out there, even if you can't see it. Um, because we have this whole story behind the album. I also wrote like a little book about it. Um, it's like a fantasy story of the band Galia. Uh, they come into this world and it's called Terra Nova. And in this world, the Blackout Queen casts a lot of darkness in this world, and they're trying to find a resolution for this and try to restore the light in this world and like bring back the light. And like there's been a lot of war going on. It's like a whole story I wrote about it. So yeah, that's the overarching theme, I think, of the album.
Oh, that's really cool. I did not know there was a story that went along with.
Yeah. Like I was so inspired after we wrote the album. I was like, there's so many stories in my head about each of the songs. I have to write a book about it. So I started writing after the album was released last year. And in December, we released this little book, and it's can be found on Amazon and our website. So you have like this little fantasy book that tells the stories behind the album.
Okay, that's cool. I'll check that
Yeah.
out.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So a little bit about your background. Like, what was it when you started first singing that really, like, or what was it that like sparked your passion to want to begin singing and writing music?
I've been singing for a really long time. I feel like I've got really early memories of me singing to my brothers back at home and when they were really young. And me singing to my family. And I just remember everyone telling me I didn't have any talent and that it was not good. But that's normal, you know, like singing is something you have to learn, the same as playing guitar or playing drums. It's a skill you have to develop. And then in my teenage years, I started playing guitar, but I got really bored with it. And then I switched to singing and I started taking singing classes. And I think that's where maybe it sparked when I had like teachers believe in me and pushing me to get better. So I've been like schooling myself ever since then. And um, yeah, I think when I joined Galia, that's the first time I really came in contact with writing songs myself. And it was such a fun process. And I had so many stories to tell and so many messages to share. And I've always been a bit of a writer. I like writing poetry and like short stories. So it's really natural to just combine those two passions into songwriting. And yeah, I've been loving it.
Awesome. Yeah. And when you were first learning to develop your voice, who were some of the artists that you would sing along to kind of to like pull different styles from to make your own?
Um, ooh, very different artists. I think it goes from Taylor Swift to Bring Me the Horizon and everything in between. I noticed very early on that I am an alto, so I have a low voice, and I couldn't reach the female artists at the time. Like they were singing too high for me, so I was always covering songs of male artists. So it was a lot of rock, a lot of Green Day. Yeah, so yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Cool. What was your very first concert that you went to that you really remember as like being like, okay, this is where I belong?
Ooh. I think I don't remember if there's a concert before that, but I think one of my first concerts as like a 12, 13-year-old person, I think was Taylor Swift in her good old days. Um, and I just loved how she inspired people. I loved her, like her country vibe. I don't like the music now, but I really loved her country vibe. And I was just like, I want to do this. I want to be on that stage, and I want to sing to people, and I want to inspire people and give them a good time. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, those are all of my questions that I have. Do you have anything else you would like to get out to the world?
I'm just really happy and grateful for everyone who is listening to Galia. We're slowly approaching writing a new album, maybe in the next year, we'll see. But yeah, I'm just so grateful for everyone who supports us, and it's been an amazing journey so far. And thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for taking the time to do this. I'm in a
Of
kind of
course.
a different setting than I normally am, but
I like it. It's grungy.
it's yeah, it's a bunch of equipment cases.
Looks like you're on
But
the road.
it's it's a cool place to be in. I'll put it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Ellen.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, you have a wonderful rest of the day in Belgium.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you next time.
Yes, come to the United States. Come to Fargo sometime on one of your tours. Put that on the list.
I would love that. I would love that. Yeah, let's make it happen.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.